So we go to the penultimate race of Heat Stay here at the BNL Karting Series kickoff at the home of Champions Karting Genk for DD2 this time. Here is your starting grid as follows. Glenn Van Parijs, who was actually promoted to the race victory after Zander Przyblak got a 5-second time penalty as being deemed by race controller and race director to have caused contact on the final turn of the final lap. Parijs will start back again from pole position. Willie Island hopefully will be alongside him this time. The Finn was not in any form of competitiveness. The kart was not even on the circuit at all in the first heat. Przyblak will have Goossens alongside in positions 3 and 4. Mick Knowlton from the Netherlands and Anthony Millet rounds out the top 3 rows. Paolo Bessancenes and Jordi Clevort from France and Belgium round out row 4. Sebastian de Grand in the 447 and Ricards Sulbekis from Latvia in the 471. They complete the top 10. Matthias Lund in the 408 representing Denmark will be on the inside of row number 6, and alongside will be Imke Arts from the Netherlands in the 421. Emeric Gerhardt in the 404 will be on the inside of row number 7, and alongside will have compatriot and teammate Enzo Boulogne in the 469, who had a race to forget last time out. Hannes Border from Germany in the 468 will have Denmark's Mikkel Tigerson in the 432 alongside. 7 minutes plus an additional lap. And I have just seen that we have another 7 front-bearing penalties for the previous heat in Junior Rotax. All results called by myself on the live stream are provisional pending any sporting and racing and technical investigations post-race. 16 drivers, 7 minutes plus 1 additional lap, 1,360 metres of tarmac to race around. They come through into the tram lines having exited turn number 12. Are we ready? Are we steady? Looks like we've got a good start here, and a good start once again from Glenn Van Parijs. Przyblak slots in behind. Willie Island round to the outside, but going side by side with Janne Goossens through turns 2 and 3 as it's, there's a 5-kart scramble down towards the bottom part of the top 10. That was rather close going through turn 4, but they still make it all through. Oh, someone went grass tracking. That is possibly Matthias Lund, I believe. That is the case. That's the good thing about the RS competition race suits. You can actually see the name on the top of the shoulder blades. As all Przyblak looking to get the move done early on Van Parijs and get the initial lead. Now, when he was with Buvin Power up until the beginning of the season, son of Przyblak used to romp away into the distance. But for 2020, Glenn Van Parijs, very, very well accomplished in his own right in karting, decided, I'm going to go back to the old school. And he took the title from son of Przyblak. You know what this means, that Przyblak, who recently in local newspapers and local media said that Formula 1 is the goal, well, he's definitely showcased that he does have these great flashes of brilliance. But Villainen closing in on Van der Parijs, gets up the inside of the Belgian, through into the exit of the Europalan into turn 7. And now Van Parijs has to battle away with Mick Knowlton. Paolo Bessancenes, in the meantime, has got his way up into 5th. There's now, there we go, Knowlton gets up the inside of Van Parijs. And so 401, the reigning and defending champion, as there's a move a little bit further back. I think that was possibly Sulbekis on Klebot for P9, which it has been confirmed as we go on to lap number 3 of this race. Son of Przyblak leads. Villainen now closing in. Mick Knowlton being hustled by Glenn Van Parijs, who also has Paolo Bessancenes breathing down his neck as Van Parijs sends it up the inside of Knowlton through turn 7. Nice and neatly done by the 401 from Belgium. Bessancenes, who got a podium at the final round of the BNL Karting Series last October. And he now fires it up the inside. Oh, that was close. a bit of Gallic joie de vivre there in terms of his very, very formidable overtakes. And now Mick Knowlton is losing positions because Sebastian de Grand's just gone up the inside of him. And here comes Yannick Gussens. And there goes Schublak up the inside of Villainen, who managed to take the lead, but not for long. Because when you think about it, if you're a tenth and a half or so behind, you can still get rather up close and personal. Whilst they've been battling away, good old Glenn Van Parijs has now started to close in. And this is where it gets interesting, folks, because are you going to roll a Snake Eyes or are you going to roll lucky number 7? Well, you never know until you find out when we hit the checkered flag. But at this particular moment in time, Schublak is leading. Villainen in second. Third is Van Parijs. Bessan Senez. Gallic Warrior has now got the bit between his teeth and he's closing. And the top four have already dropped Sebastian de Grand by a considerable margin at this particular moment. So de Grand is nearly a second behind Bessan Senez. But whilst Schublak and Villainen have been battling, Glenn Van Parijs now enters the prize ring. Villainen looking, trying to make a possible opportunity. And he's going up the inside, sends it nicely and cleanly through turn 7. Son of Schublak will not want that to happen, but now he's the meat in the sandwich. Oh, Glenn Van Parijs. Now that bumper, I'm just going to keep an eye on that, because if that's gone in, that's a 5-second automatic penalty for Glenn Van Parijs. But he's closing. Bessan Senez now makes it a quartet, battling away for the lead with 2.5 minutes remaining. Oh, Van Parijs sends it up the inside of Schublak through turn number 12, and Schublak's already on the counter-offensive. Gets the switchback. They nearly touch side pods going through into turn 2. Oh, here comes Bessan Senez. Mon Dieu. Bessan Senez is saying, well, if you lot want to squabble amongst yourselves like children, I'm going to make you take notice. And that's exactly what the 405 did. Bessan Senez has put everyone in the BNL karting series DD2 class on notice. But, well, that just goes to show that if someone takes an inch, Bessan Senez took a municipality mile right there and then here in the Limburg region in Genk. But now Villainen has to watch his 6, because here comes Glenn Van Parijs, and Van Parijs was quicker. Well, Son of Schublak last time did a 54.8. Van Parijs did a personal best. Villainen's just done the fastest lap of the race. And things are getting rather tentative. Imke Arts now up into 9th past Ricards Subekis, who retired in the first heat. And this time, things seem to be a little bit better, because we had 12 drivers cross the start-finish line after race 1. Race 2, we've still got all 16 drivers so far, touch wood, that are still circulating. Villainen still leads. Van Parijs in 2nd. Schublak in 3rd. Bessan Senez in 4th. Mick Knowlton is a little bit further away. He's looking a bit lonesome, is good old Mick. He's about a second behind. Then he's got half a second gap between himself and Sebastian de Grand, who's got Anthony Millet closing in on him. Yannick Gussens is dropping down in towards the clutches of Imke Arts. So there is Mick Knowlton going through into turn 5. Now into the right-hander at turn 6. Was the vice champion in the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. First season in 2018. I still remember when he finished the final and done enough to take the title. However, I remember him coming up to me at the commentary box with his father Noel, and I hope his dad's keeping well as well, about being found to be underweight and was promptly disqualified, handing the title to Hannes Morin. But you know, always a good chance to have a chat with him whenever I get the opportunity. But now we go on to the final lap. Villainen looks over his right shoulder, as does Glenn Van Parijs, as does Son of Schublak. Now, Van Parijs, if he can get close enough to Villainen through turn 6 and get the good run of momentum through the Europlan, that could be one of his best opportunities to get through. So now that's a good tighter apex from Van Parijs. He's just got to... he's already had a win as a result of what happened in the first heat, but he could go for it through turn 10 if he's late enough on the brakes, but I don't think from that far distance back he will dare to do so, because it is about consistency, and I'm sure that he wants to get bragging rights going into the first round of the season, which is scheduled to take place in just 2 weeks' time at this very circuit, the week before the Euro Trophy is about to get underway for 2021. But the final lap is now upon us, and the checkered flag waves for Finland's Ville Viljainen by 0.26 ahead of Glenn Van Parijs. Zander Schiblak in third place. There's always some positions being decided a bit down the order. That was Aymeric Guérin and Jori Kleebort rounding out the top 12. But Ville Viljainen getting the upper hand on the opposition on that particular occasion, and he takes the victory. So let's take you through the finishing order for DD2 Heat 2 here on the opening day of action for the BNL Karting Series kickoff. So from Finland, Ville Viljainen in the 422 from RS Competition takes the victory ahead of reigning and defending BNL Karting Series champion Glenn Van Parijs. Zander Schiblak rounds out the top 3 ahead of Paulo Bessin-Senes from KMD. Mick Knowlton rounds out the top 5 ahead of Sebastian de Graan from Dams Racing. Anthony Millet, Janne Gussens, Imke Arts and Ricard Subekis rounds out the top 10. Follow that up with Aymeric Guérin, Jori Kleebort, Matthias Lund, Enzo Boulogne, Hannes Border and Mikkel Tigerson rounding out the 16 strong. The whole field covered by 9.5 seconds after 9 laps of racing.